and welcome here to Talk FCB, and welcome back to the channel, guys. It is time to start talking about the Copa del Rey final 2021. Barcelona will be taking on Athletic Club as they have a golden opportunity to win a title this season. And in today's video, as the build-up gets underway, we are going to be talking about the big questions that we have of this team, of this coach, coming into this game. The pressure is on. And why I feel we need to be very, very careful when we start to talk about revenge. It's all coming up right here. So let's get to it. Because, of course, the first big question that we are definitely going to have coming into the Copa del Rey final is Barcelona going to bounce back from our previous game, which, of course, came in El Clásico against Real Madrid? It was not only there the fact that we lost in such a big game, because, of course, we always want to try and beat Real Madrid, but it was the significance, the fact there that we lost that game. It was a big, big dent, therefore, in our La Liga title hopes, and also the way the defeat came about. It was a narrow defeat. It was a really agonising defeat. The fact that we hit the crossbar in the dying moments, the fact that the refereeing decision didn't go our way, it certainly hurt a lot. What sort of reaction are we going to see from this team? Because we can't afford to come into this game and have any hangover at all from El Clásico. But in terms of bouncing back and in terms of what sort of response we are going to see from the team, I would actually say that it's not just for me about responding to that Real Madrid game. It's actually there a bit wider than that. It's actually there a bit deeper than that, because I think you can go back to the international break, and I think we're still yet to really replicate the kind of form we showed before that break. The 6-1 win against Real Sociedad. We were playing unbelievable football. Then that break came. 2 weeks out, the internationals happened, and we've never found that level again. Against Valladolid, we were very, very poor, lucky to win that game. Then, of course, against Real Madrid. Now, this will be the perfect time in this final to once again find that pre-international break kind of form. But of course, in addition there to the response and the reaction that we're looking for from the team and indeed from the players, one thing that we have to talk about now coming into this game is about pressure. We've got to talk there about this team handling the occasion, handling the pressure of this match. Because again, as a knock-on effect from losing the Clásico, because of the fact now it is more difficult for us to win La Liga, of course we still can, but it's much more tricky now. That means for me, there's even more riding on this game. We are even more dependent now on this Copa del Rey title. And what that means is there's going to be big expectation, big pressure on this team to deliver. We saw it in the previous rounds against Granada. That went right down to the wire. We found a way to get through that game. Then, of course, in the last round against Sevilla, again, went right the way to extra time, and we found a way to win. We need to do that again. We need to handle all of that pressure and deliver the right result. However, when you're talking there about pressure, and indeed there the pressure on these players coming into this game, yes, there's definitely pressure on their shoulders, but I would also say there is even more pressure on Ronald Koeman. Certainly for him here as the Barcelona coach, you want to get a trophy under your belt. You want to make sure there that you've got silverware in the cabinet. He's won this trophy before as a coach, and I think in this game there is real pressure on him to deliver on the big occasion, to deliver in a big game. He's got to get his tactics absolutely right, and that brings the big question: what formation are we going to see? Are we going to see Ronald Koeman stick with the 3 at the back system, with the wing backs there pushing on, which generally in the bigger games it has worked well. It has given us more solidity, more of a foundation there to get things right defensively. And I think if Koeman believes in that system, now will be the time to say, you know what, I'm going to back myself, I'm going to back this system. Or will he change? Will he do something different coming into this final? Will he take a risk there and maybe revert back to the 4-3-3 formation? Will he make some player changes? Those are all the kind of decisions that Ronald Koeman needs to make, and he has to make the right ones. And I think speaking there of that team selection, whether you go there with 3 at the back, whether you go with 4 at the back, one thing that Ronald Koeman has to do in this game, I think actually, is make a few changes. I think against Real Madrid there, we saw a tiring team. We saw a team maybe who were lacking a little bit of creativity. We were certainly lacking there in the final third. We couldn't get the kind of goals that we were hoping for. Our goal, of course, remember, it came from Oscar Mingueza of all people. And that means as Koeman makes some changes, is he going to play Pedri again, for instance? Is he going to get maybe a bit of rest that he seems so desperate for? Then, of course, you've got the likes of Sergio Roberto. You've got Gerard Piqué, who are pushing themselves to try and be available in this game. Are they ready to start in this fixture? Not only in the formation, but also in the personnel. Koeman has big choices to make. But for me, guys, one of the most important parts of this fixture and coming into a game like this, yes, with all the pressure, yes, with all the expectation, the one thing I feel we have to do is make sure that we keep our heads. Because, of course, let's not forget, this is not our first final of the season, and it's not even our first final against Athletic this season. Who could forget their victory over us in January's Supercopa final, with, of course, the match going all the way to extra time. It was agonising there for us to actually lose that game in the end, and so much so that Lionel Messi received his first ever red card in a Barcelona shirt. Such was the frustration of losing that game. And as a result of that, of course, many people coming into this are going to say, you know what, are Barcelona going to look for that revenge? Are they going to be set here in making sure that they avenge that defeat? But what I would say with that is we have to be careful. Because on the one hand, yes, we can use the previous defeat against Athletic as motivation. Not that we should really need any motivation, but of course the players can use that if they want to give them a bit of an extra injection of energy that we can look to get some revenge. But like I say, we've got to be careful, because what we don't want to do here in this game is let all that revenge, all of that anger, that frustration take over our game, fill up our heads. That is not what we want here. What we have to do is focus on ourselves. And Ronald Koeman knows that. Head of El Clásico, he said exactly the same thing over and over again. He said we've got to be ourselves. We've got to play our own game, but we didn't do it. Against Real Madrid in those first 30 minutes or so, we were panicking. We really let the occasion and the pressure get to us. And in this game, we can't do that. We have to be focused here on what we can do when you put the 11 versus 11. We should be winning this game. We can beat Athletic Club. We know that. What we have to do is find our level and, quite simply, make the rest of it history. So those there, guys, are some of the aspects that I would be looking out for in Saturday's final. It is going to be a very high-pressured situation, and it is one of those that we got to see this team perform. We cannot afford here another failure. We cannot afford here another bad result in a big game. We as fans are expecting a performance. We're expecting to see the team bounce back, and I have confidence that we are going to do that. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments down below on what you are expecting coming into this game. And, of course, on Friday, we're going to have there the press conference reaction coming up on MORETALKFCB and the match preview with everything else that you need to know coming on the main channel. I'm excited and I'm hopeful, and I will see you soon. But until next time, guys, thank you for your support. As always, Visca El Barça.